What a world. We're going to hit up an NBA 2K20 rebuild, kind of slash retool for the Utah Jazz. Quinn Snyder and the crew with Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. We're going to be able to make some moves, let alone, pretty much go in here really and retool this team. Whenever it comes to the Utah Jazz, they pretty much caught everyone by surprise in the 2017 season to where, whenever they faced against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round, you had, of course, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. Took them out in 6 games. Let it alone, it looked like they were about to win in 5 games. Held by rookie Donovan Mitchell, who went ballistic. And everyone saw he took the league by storm with him and Ben Simmons in that rookie class. And you had Jason Tatum and a couple cats. That draft class in 2017, or I think it was 2016. Yeah, 2016 was crazy good. And we've seen these young cats, pretty much have picked it up as stars in this game. This is the 3rd season now. So Donovan Mitchell in his first season lost in the 2nd round. Kudos to him. Very impressive on his part. 2nd season, they lost to the Houston Rockets in the 1st round. And then now the Jazz are looking like they're around, right now I think they're around the 4th or 5th seed as of right now. And, the NBA is going to bring back the bubble in Orlando for the next 8 games. So, they could either pull up to a 3rd seed or drop all the way as low as to number 6 or number 7. So very curious of how that's going to happen. We've had Rudy Gobert on this team, first player in the NBA to catch the corona, but this is something to where we're going to rebuild for the next following season. I know for this season right here, they're pretty much going to lose in the 1st or 2nd round. That's what I've expected for them to be. Mike Conley was a signing that, whenever he was off the floor when he was injured, Donovan Mitchell and the crew prospered, and they actually did better without him. There's not a lot of free agent signings I want to look into as of right now. Pretty much we need to find another scorer for this team. So I'm probably going to sign, if I have another player too, probably sign a Jamal Crawford. This team's definitely going to need some offense. Okay, well, we have 15 guys. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I can really care less about this season. I'm looking at next season to keep this as realistic as possible. So I know there's been some tension with Rudy Gobert, let alone with the young stud Donovan Mitchell. I may want to run them together for one last season and see if I can bring another player on the team that can handle the offense with Donovan Mitchell. Because we all got to understand, Rudy Gobert is their 2nd star, but he's there to be like a DeAndre Jordan, Tyson Chandler, just a defensive center, not to worry about the offense at all, but just defensively. And when it comes to those type of players, I can pretty much get those same type, probably a tier down, but for like $20 million less, for pretty much better minimums when it comes to the NBA. But, I'll probably give it a go for one season, see what can happen. I'm really interested in pairing Donovan Mitchell with another scoring, not really an all-star or star, but just a scoring option as a small forward, because I'm not going to put him with another point guard. They pretty much play the same role. I think I may want to bring back Ricky Rubio on this team. I know he was a perfect fit for them, and they let him go. He was great offensively, handling the offense. He doesn't require to score as much. He can give the ball to Donovan Mitchell, and he was great defensively, being around 6'3" as well. For a small forward, I kind of want to bring back Gordon Hayward. I think that's a perfect slots where they're looking at a small forward who can be able to score on his own, who's around 6'7", 6'8", and that's what you need in this day and age. Pretty much a small forward to be a contender, let alone go deep in the playoffs. So we finished off the season with the 6th seed against the Denver Nuggets. With Jokic losing that much weight, I think if this was a real life situation, I think Jokic can have some trouble. He would probably have to push off more into the perimeter. I'm not crazy about the Utah Jazz bench at all. I think it's very weak. It's not there. Their starting lineup could really, this whole team needs some makeup. It needs to. I'll approach you guys here in off season, but I'm really looking at Gordon Hayward for a trade, Ricky Rubio. So I'm thinking, and then as well as I really want to make a trade for LaMarcus Aldridge. I know with Donovan Mitchell, I think he'll be on his rookie contract for the first 3 seasons, so he'll pretty much be on the low. I'm thinking of a starting lineup of Ricky Rubio, Donovan Mitchell, Gordon Hayward, LaMarcus Aldridge at the 4, and then Rudy Gobert at the 5. Oh man, guys, that's a contending team. I don't think we'll make the finals because you still have the Lakers and Clippers, but I think we would most definitely be the 3rd seed when it comes to it. Okay, crazy. So the Thunder are about to win the championship. That's pretty okay. I've never seen this with 2K. Let's see here. So the Lakers lost in the first round with the Clippers. Sheesh, that's crazy. Okay, cool. CP3 led the day. Finally got a championship in the most unprecedented ways possible. All right, so let's look at player retirements. Congrats to Vince Carter, around 21 years in the league. There's not really anyone else when it comes to your staff signing. I'm going to keep Quinn Snyder on the team. I think they should, on his offense, they should probably make him around a B or anything, but you know how 2K is. All right, let's jump into the draft. Let's actually see when it comes to here what picks we actually have as of right now. Let's see, we have the 20th pick. You know, let me see what's out there for Rudy Gobert in the market as of right now. I'm just very curious to see if anything. So John Wall, that's a nice pick, but he's coming off an injury, let alone I don't need him as a point guard because I have Donovan Mitchell pretty much playing the same style, quote unquote. I can go younger for Steven Adams on this team, but you know, I'm already rolling with Rudy Gobert, so might as well keep him. I definitely want Ricky Rubio, but that'll have to be a different trade package. Same thing with LaMarcus Aldridge. Hopefully I would have enough cap space for those two cats on the team. Really no other player that pretty much catches an eye to pair with Donovan Mitchell. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to simulate into my player options right before free agency. Let's see what trades I can be able to make happen, if anything. I definitely want LaMarcus Aldridge and Gordon Hayward and Ricky Rubio. If I can get 2 out of those 3 players, that's fine. But man, starting 5 of those 5 right there, guys, that's automatic. So let me try to make some trades. And let's just jump in here real quick. All right, so I want to find a trade. Number 1 guy, I want to get LaMarcus Aldridge on this team. I know we'll have the cap space for it. Let's see what we have for Donovan Mitchell. So he's around $5 million. Perfect. Let's let go of all these cats. Let's see how many cap space room we will have to kind of play around and figure with. So $3 million. Let me actually propose for the San Antonio Spurs. I think this could be a very legitimate move. The Jazz actually really need to retool. And with LaMarcus Aldridge, he wants out of the Spurs. It doesn't make any sense. They're not going to make the playoffs this season, let alone entering 2021. I know the Spurs, what they could appreciate. Let's throw in... here, let's see what we can throw. We may have to do a 3-team trade. Let me look for LaMarcus Aldridge. I wanted Rubio, let alone Gordon Hayward. Let's see if he's still in the Celtics. He accepted that. Okay, so let's see if we can be able to pull this off real quick. Let me kind of play around here. So I got to throw in Mike Conley. I'm going to have to throw in some picks for both of these teams. Same thing with Bogdanovic. I'm probably going to have to throw in Joe Ingles. I would love him for it to be a 6-man, but that's not the way it can work within here. So let's throw these guys to the Jazz. Let's just pull this up real quick. Okay, so Celtics require $9 million more. No problem about it. Let's see what we can throw here for them. Daniel Tice, they'll have to throw in, as well as... Actually, we can just throw in to the Spurs. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Okay, so we can kind of make this happen. Let's see what's going on here. So we give away Mike Conley, Bogdanovic, Joe Ingles. I need to give away around 3 first-round picks if we want to keep this, to be honest. Oh, I just messed up the screen. Okay, what I'm going to do is let me pull up a trade together with draft picks, and we can kind of talk it out and jump into next season. Okay, I'm going to make a second trade following along with this, but here's the first one. So kind of really quickly go over it. The Celtics, they're going to give away Gordon Hayward. He has 1 year left on his deal, around $34 million. They're going to be able to clear up a bunch of cap space. I know Gordon Hayward's been a great addition to the team since of last season. I think with Gordon Hayward hovering around 30 years of age, and as well as the Celtics want to go younger, find a different direction, he's going to depreciate. So they'll pretty much let him go when it comes to it. They're going to get Bogdanovic. I know he's a year older than him, but whenever it comes to his contract and his role, I think the Celtics with him, as well as Devon Dotson, will be able to be a young combo guard for their team. Will be a great direction, and I'm going to throw him around the first pick when it comes to it. I think Gordon Hayward will be able to lead that team anyways, because he's going to be able to chase the bag, and the Celtics are going to let him go. They have a bunch of young cats on the team. If you're the Spurs, you want to let go of LaMarcus Aldridge. He doesn't fit with the team anymore. He should have been gone around 2 seasons ago. The Spurs, they are going to eat up Mike Conley's 1-year contract of $34 million. I know the Spurs aren't going to sign anyone in free agency that big anyways. They're going to be able to get Joe Ingles on the team as well as a first-round pick. I'm going to make another trade to throw him another first-round pick in the mix, so they're going to be able to eat that up as well. So let's be able to make this trade to them real quickly, and then now we can jump into free agency. So let's do this real quick. Hold up. So we want to go to the Spurs and hit them up for this trade. Congrats to those guys. But yeah, I'm liking the direction of this team. I'm glad we were able to pull off Gordon Hayward as well as LaMarcus Aldridge. Kudos to us when it comes to it. All right, so we're actually lacking on some picks here, but I'm going to send this to them directly when it comes to it. So let's look at the team as of right now. Hey, I'm very excited about this. So we got Rudy Gobert and LaMarcus Aldridge. That's a crazy front court. 2 7-footers. LaMarcus Aldridge can play in the post, let alone pull up from the outside. Donovan Mitchell, this is a great team that's actually surrounded around him. And you have Gordon Hayward, so that can relieve a bunch of pressure and offensive stress away from Donovan. I want to be able to pull for Ricky Rubio. I don't know if I can be able to make the trade, if anything. But what I'm going to do is, let me jump to the next screen. I'm going to sign pretty much veteran minimums to a bunch of players. Pretty much looking at like 3-and-D players like Iman Shumpert, Allen Crabbe. Maybe even pull up some centers like a Kenneth Faried. Maybe a DJ Augustine up in the mix, Jonathan Simmons. These type of cats and players can play off when it comes to this team as a contending status. If I am able to make a Ricky Rubio trade, I'll let you guys know, but I'll jump into next season. Hey, listen guys, this team is looking very nicely. I was able to make a trade for Ricky Rubio. Had to throw in my last 2 second-round picks and a couple of young cats. The Phoenix Suns are a mess, so who knows if that would work or not. But hey, our starting 5, this is the foundation of what I'm actually envisioning as a general manager for this team. I think this screams out championship contender, top 3 in the West. And this is something that actually would be able to lift the morale and as well as the hope of winning for Donovan Mitchell to surround him with the championship winning team. Now we've seen from last season to now, this is more legitimate. This is a scarier team. This can be able to relieve all the offense, not thrown on him, but you can be able to throw on Gordon Hayward. He can be able to be isolated. We've already seen with Gordon Hayward how he's be able to, be an all-star with the Jazz in the past. We have LaMarcus Aldridge, a veteran who can be able to hit it on the block. And then for defensive purposes, Rudy Gobert, you have the 2 twin towers together. I'm loving that. I know a lot of teams are going small ball. I still like the traditional 4 and 5. The 4 more can be able to score as LaMarcus Aldridge, slim back to his power forward selection. And then Ricky Rubio, he's 6'3" as a point guard. He knows how to be able to play the game, especially the European style, as a successful winning brand. And I think this team is beautifully set at our starting 5. We brought back Jordan Clarkson on a bird rights from him on Cleveland. So around $11 million, we brought him back as a 6-man. Found a way we were able to sign DJ Augustine for $5 million. I think with him and the Orlando Magic, it's time for him to leave, and it's time for him to join a true contender that can get to the second round, let alone the conference finals at least. Marvin Williams was on the board, brought him for a spot of 4 on the team. Royce O'Neal, we were able to sign him back. Brought in Joakim Noah. There wasn't that many centers I could pull from. Kenneth Faried was not in the picture. Joakim Noah, this could be his last go-around. I need a defensive presence within there. Iman Shumpert needs some veterans who has a championship that can be able to enlighten his team. I know he's kind of a goofball, but he is a great 3-and-D player. Same thing with Tyson Chandler. Brought in Brandon Knight. We can revive his career as a point guard for this team. Wesley Matthews is with us. He was he was with LaMarcus Aldridge in the past. Not LaMarcus Aldridge. He was on the team before on the Jazz. So bring him back within here. Lobah Mute, perfect 3-and-D. I believe this team will be number 3 in the West at worst case scenario. I expect us to finish around 54 games. Worst case, but I'm excited about joining into the playoffs. So let's jump into there. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, all those teams we're kind of going against. Those are the main competition. Jumping back into here, 53-29. A nice record for a team, so kudos to us when it comes to playing here in the NBA. So now we're jumping into the playoffs. We did end up with the 2nd seed. I expected us to finish top 3, which is Huge plus for us. Looks like Gordon Hayward had an injury. They're going to put him as a sixth man. That's not the case. I'm going to throw him back here. I did make a couple changes. I brought Kenneth Faried on the team, as well as Nicola Melli from the Pelicans. And as well as, those were the only two. I traded away Joakim Noah and as well as Royce O'Neal because I wanted to fill out the 4 slot a lot smoother and nicer. But we're going against the Sacramento Kings. I expect us to win this fairly easily when it comes to it. I'm really expecting us to get to the conference finals. Let's see what can happen here. But hey guys, if we can make it to the NBA finals, let alone win a championship, I'll be most likely stoked when it comes to it. The Phoenix Suns actually took out the Golden State Warriors. Crazy when it comes to it. We're going against the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to here. And looks like the team is all set up, but we are down 3-1, which really stinks. But let's see what we can simulate with Simcast, see what happens when it comes to us and the Lakers. So we're at our home court. Let's see here, Game 5. And the Lakers are looking like they took us out, which we're done with that. Hey, overall, finishing with the second seed, that's a great improvement when it comes to Donovan Mitchell and the history within this team within here. The Lakers are going against the Hawks in these finals, and it looks like the Atlanta Hawks won. I know NBA 2K, it's not really the most realistic when it comes to LaMelo Ball. Wow. I know with 2K it's not really realistic, but hey, we finished around the second seed, better than I expected. I thought we would finish at worst third seed scenario. I'm not going to do the next season because I know with 2K things can get all over the place, but basically the reason for this video was retooling for 2021 with the Utah Jazz. I like the direction of this team. If they kept this same core foundation for 3 seasons, I think it gives Donovan Mitchell, hope as well as a chance to push for a finals appearance, let alone a conference finals. And a championship contending team together. I like the team with the Jazz. I love the makeup when it comes to our bench, our starting unit, and when it comes to that. But after those 3 seasons, who knows? Donovan Mitchell can then leave in free agency. But I think the Jazz, if they're going to look to pretty much push that contending retooling status, go this direction.